Wait a minute. Something's missing. There we go. Feel a lot better now. When you see this road, you know it's about to go down. And today is definitely going down. Here to put a final nail in the coffin of this series, talking about Ephesians 5. And we talked about women. Are they able to love? We talked about men. Are they able to respect? And both aspects was pretty much coming and talking about infidelity. The gist of it all is women cheat or move on to another man based on the inability at times to truly love their man. And men cheat primarily based on the inability to respect our women. So if we can bring those two aspects as a man and as a woman, bring those two aspects as well as what Ephesians 5 instructed us to do, I think we can have more successful relationships. But I must remind us that there will be complications. If you guys are frequent with social media, you've probably seen this post before. All these celebrity couples, and you see what the caption says. These men have cheated. So what do you think your N-word will do on you? And quite frankly, guys, the men that cheated in that picture probably got women that don't look half as good as the women they have. That's why I'll tell you, ladies, stop asking all the time what she looked like. That don't matter. In the grand scheme, to us, it's all about that good old nizzut. It don't matter about nothing else. And then, fellas, we don't want to see the dude our women cheat on us with, because we already know he gonna be whatever we not. He gonna be 6'5" and ripped up. And then don't look at his bank account, because he sure probably got the bank account out this world. Or if you got the bank account, she may get the brokest nigga in the world just to have sex with him for one night. But he got that thing on him. That thing. Once you find out about that person cheating on you and how long they cheated on you, it's up to you to continue that relationship or move on. Each one of those couples on that picture have gotten back together. They decided to make it work. What was it? I had a great man tell me before about the complications that he had in his marriage, and it was one word that kept him home and it made him stay with his wife. That word is legacy. Legacy. We have to choose what legacy do we want to leave. Do you want that legacy to be that I gave up? Do you want that legacy to be that I made mistakes in my youth and I was never able to correct it? Do we want that legacy to be that I was able to correct my wrongs, get it right with my spouse, provide a life for my kids that they can be proud of? Not just your kids, but your kids' kids. And honestly, guys, that's what the Bible instructs us to do. Everything we have in life, everything we do in life should be for 2 generations from now. It should be for our kids' kids to be able to profit from it. Whether it's a great marriage, being able to see a lineage of 2 married people able to forgive each other, love each other. Whether it's our finances, can your finances reach 2 generations from now? Will it be able to profit? Will your kids' kids be able to live off of the great decisions you made financially? Whatever category it should be in, that's what our mindset should be. You say, well, Mel, you don't got no kids. What you talking about? You don't got no experience in this area. But the reason I don't have any kids right now is strictly because of me thinking of my legacy. Me thinking about, am I in the right position right now to provide the best life I can for my kids and my kids' kids? That's probably the most important thing to me in my life. So, whether you stay with this person, yes, you cheated. Yes, she cheated. But are you two meant to be together? Will it be a moment of forgiveness and apologizing and going to counseling and actually making a dedication to make a true change? Not just because you got caught, but because you realize the error of your ways and understand that that's not the most productive thing for your life. will that be the thing that turns your legacy around? The reason a lot of us have to start a new legacy is because some of us have had bad examples prior to us. Your mom and daddy never got it right. Your grandparents never got it right. We've had lineage and decades and generations of failure when it comes to the first marriage, the second marriage, the third marriage. We have so many different marriage issues throughout our families, and nobody set us down to teach us. And quite frankly, I'm glad they didn't, because you can't teach me nothing that you're not doing. But honestly, in order for us to get this thing 100% on track, we got to put ourselves around good examples. We got to put ourselves around people that are doing this thing the best way they can. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's doing it the 100% right way. But you need to be putting the effort into it. We all have to be putting forth our greatest effort, to the point if one person is putting forth their best effort, the other person putting forth their best effort, nobody's being left without. But you can't do your best effort while looking at the other person, making sure they're doing their best effort. To me, that's an oxymoron, and it just leads to nothing but failure. At some point, you got to realize, okay, this person don't care about me, but if we both make a dedication to say, let's do this thing the right way together, from that point on, it has to be on you to do everything you need to do. But people, let's do each other a favor. Let's stop talking about cheating all the time. That's all we talk about. Cheating. Are you not sick and tired of talking about cheating? Just be honest. Not being tired of cheating on. I'm saying, are you tired of talking about it? Especially publicly. That's all we talk about. The reason I'm talking about right now is so we can put kind of a pin on this thing and kind of move on. I mean, why do we talk about it so much? Why is it the narrative of every conversation we have in every relationship? You talk about it so much, it don't have no choice but to happen. How about let's talk about money? Let's talk about prosperity. Let's talk about legacy. Let legacy become the number one thing you talk about with your spouse, with your boyfriend, girlfriend. Let that be the number one thing you talk about, legacy. If that person's not promoting legacy in your life or not pushing you towards a greater life, you wasting your time anyway. Let's stop wasting our time, guys. That's the point of it all. And the point of it all, we're wasting our time. Most of the time we see it, guys, when we come into the relationship. We just choose to ignore certain things. If you know this person has the qualities that you're looking for to build a great legacy, not for you, not for your kids, but for your kids' kids, then that's the person you should be with. That's the person you should build with. That's the person you should forgive. That's the person you should allow to forgive you. That's the thing. And when speaking of forgiveness, guys, forgive yourself. Fellas, a lot of times we make mistakes and we sit there and we mull on those mistakes forever. We allow ourselves to be in that sense of guilt for the rest of our lives, sense of less than for the rest of our lives. Forgive yourself first before you even ask her for forgiveness. Because honestly, you're doing something to hurt her, but it's ultimately hurting yourself. Because whenever we out here messing around with other chicks, we hurting ourselves, guys. We're not built to have sex with multiple people, however much we think we are. That's not how we were created to be. But when we do it, we take a little bit of ourselves and give it to somebody else. So allow that guilt to come off of us fully, and then go apologize to her. And some women may have that mentality of a man as well. Some of you ladies may have been raised by nothing but men, or maybe been raised by a woman who acts like a man. Well, we know that's quite frequent. So if you have that mentality that men normally have, lady, if you are sleeping around with so many different men and you don't care attitude, and then finally you want to admit that to your spouse, you need to forgive yourself first before you go and ask for forgiveness from your spouse. Because it's important that we don't live in guilt. Because when you live in guilt, You constantly allow pain to be your guide. Pain can't be the thing that leads us. We have to be led by love. When you're led with pain, you tend to repeat the same mistakes. Point blank. So guys, as we put that picture back up one more time, look at these couples. These couples have one thing in common: legacy. Think about your legacy. Don't be so quick to give up on something that somebody made one mistake or made a few mistakes, but in the back of your head, you know there's a lot of good in that person. There's more good than bad, and they just made a stupid decision. Continue to work on it with each other and hope for the best. Ultimately, we gotta work on ourselves before we can ask somebody to work on themselves.